guys, Tuesday morning, it's 8:30. I'm just about to head out and hit the bins again. I got 3 packages going out this morning. Quite different than the 10 or 11 that went out yesterday. But one of them is a pretty decent sale. Let me show you 3 things. So they're already packaged up. The box is a Christmas ornament that I picked up at Goodwill for $6 and it sold for $64.95, I believe. Let me show you the picture. I picked this up at Goodwill for $6 and it took a little over a month to sell. After fees and everything, I net $45. The Tyvek envelope is just a hoodie. That was a Poshmark sale. Nothing much, like 18 bucks. This is a youth small and it was my son's and he outgrew it. So I'll say no cost into it and it sold for 18, giving me a profit of 14. And then the last sale, it's only like $14.95. The glare from the sunlight. It's just a little Casio beep alarm. New in the box, tiny little thing. And I picked this up at the bins. And these are the type of things you should always look for at the bins. You know, obviously for the home runs and the good stuff. But when you see little things like this, don't ignore them. Because this didn't change the weight and price of what I bought. So that day, if I bought 2 shirts, a pair of pants, you know, and it comes out to 2 pounds, throwing this in didn't change my price. So basically you could say it's free. And it sold for $14.95. So after everything, I made maybe $9, $10, you know, so it's worth it. But the home run was that Christmas ornament. $6 into $64. And I was really surprised this morning when I checked my seller app for Amazon and it showed, like when I went to bed last night, I knew where it was at. And then this morning I woke up and it showed like $150 more in sales. So I was like, well, so I went on the website on my Seller Central and I saw I sold a book for $132 and change. And it was a book that I picked up at a local thrift store for $1. And it was about sailing yachts, Bertrams. So that was a really good sale and I was surprised. I knew eventually that book would sell, but it took, I think I sent it in August, it said. So it took like, what, 3 months, a little over 3 months. So that's not too bad though. But I am going to be making a video about my 12 highest selling books on Amazon this year. So 12 books that have sold for the most money. If you're a book person, that might be interesting to you. That's not like you can necessarily go out and look for that title, but it might give you an idea of, you know, certain genres, what sell good. So you never know. And maybe you'll see that title out there, so it's worth a look. I'll be making that soon, so watch for that. So yesterday in my video, I showed you that I had sold a golf club, but I didn't show you any of the packaging of it. And people have shown that before, so there's no need. But I do want to show you one trick that I do with a pool noodle. You might have heard people saying they use pool noodles for packing, you know, where they'll cut them and they'll slice them in long ways and use them like as border protection. I do things a little differently, and I have 2 different ways of using them. So I'm going to show you a couple of clips right now, and I'm going to go to the bins, and we'll see what happens from there. And I'm probably going to stay there just for a little while because yesterday I stayed till almost noon. Today I'm probably going to stay for like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 rounds of carts coming out, which is only like an hour or so. Then I'm going to probably go to the regular Goodwill real quick because I have to go to the post office right around the corner from there. Because at 1 o'clock I'm actually doing a podcast today. I was invited by this lady, Leslie Tucker, on Instagram. She has a Reseller's Passion, it's called, and it's about reselling, and she's also a motivational speaker and so forth. And she invited me to do her podcast. So that should be pretty cool. And I'll put a link down below if you're interested to listen to it. You know, or links, I don't know where. I know it goes like on Spotify and a few other places. So that should be pretty cool. All right, let me show you these clips about the pool noodle. There's many uses for these. People use them for packing. They'll slice them in half. I like to cut them into discs. It's a little tiny hacksaw. You don't need nothing special. Slice it into a disc like this. So I'm doing a golf club. I'll wrap the head, and you can use bubble wrap. I just use packing paper. I mean, it's not going to get damaged in there. It's just to keep it from bouncing around inside the box. Then I take my slice of pool noodle, and it fits perfectly on the very end of the club. And I'll just put a piece of tape on the end, holding it against the butt. Slide it in there, fills it perfectly, and it's not going to bounce around. All right, so here's a little trick I want to show you about when you're sending VCRs. This is a DVD VCR combo unit. Many people have talked about using pool noodles before. And I've heard of people that they slice them long ways and then put a border around. That's really not necessary. What I do is I will slice them into discs. And I put a nice thick bed of packing paper in the bottom. I wrap the VCR side to side, and then once around long ways. And then measure your gaps, and then put your disc. You could get a little hacksaw if you have one. You could pick one up cheap at Lowe's or wherever if you don't. And then pool noodles. I live in South Florida, so they're available all year round down here. And we have a pool, so I have about 10 or 12 of my garage that are extras. And if not, I just get them over at the store for $1. But you just slice them into discs. And this is much less work than trying to cut them long ways. And I just put 2 on one end, 2 on the other, and then 2 on each side. I got my wire and my tape in the middle. And then what I'll do is I will fill the gaps with some packing paper, and then I'll put a bunch on top as well. And that thing is sitting in there. It's floating. It's not touching any sides of the box, and it's not shifting at all. And that's the key. Don't let anything shift. So that's just a little trick for you. If you've heard of the pool noodle trick, slice them into discs, fill your gaps, and it's going to hold it firmly in place. Welcome to the piranha tank. Let's go see what's going on. Here's a Nerf crossbow. But even if it was valuable, that'd be a shipping nightmare. Here's a smaller one, but comps are anywhere from 5 to 20. And again, that's even if it's smaller, that's a shipping pain in the ass. All right, here's some more Nerf guns. And they got the magazines, I'm taking them. All right, it was a slow day there today. It wasn't crowded at all, but I only spent an hour. It's 10 o'clock and I'm out of here. I only got 2 Nerf magazines, which I've been selling since I picked them up last week. So 2 more magazines and then a crystal candle holder, which has comps of like 20, 30 bucks. So I spent $3. I'm gonna go buy the regular Goodwill. This place is weak. The bags, never bags anymore. I don't know what's going on with that. Shoe department's horrible. No hard goods. I'm gonna pass through the clothes, see if I see anything. But they're priced high, so it's gotta be like a real good piece. Checking out the men's aisle, long sleeve shirts. See if I'm checking for like flannels. If there's any good Pendleton, Orvis, Woolrich. A lot of good brands here. And a new reseller would get blinded and be like, oh my God. But you gotta be careful, because the market's flooded with a lot of good stuff. So get something unique. Now there's a vintage Miami Dolphins sweatshirt. Champion made in USA. You can tell that's vintage. Let me see what kind of price they got on it. They got $8 on it. It's too much. It's got some stains on the back. And similar only sold for like 20. Not worth it. They price them too high here. I don't usually do t-shirts, but when I want to do a pass through real quick, I probably said it before in videos, and I'm lazy and I don't want to go through every shirt. I'm just looking for a vintage. I just go right down the sleeves looking for single stitch, and I probably won't find anything, because there are people that I see here whenever I do come. They're here religiously early, and all they do is t-shirts. Here's a Tiger Woods collection golf shirt. Let me comp them, see what they go for. All right, that's a pass. They got a $7 price on it. Here's an Under Armour golf polo. Let me see if that's priced well. Under Armour's a good seller. It's another pass. It's only going for like 15, maybe 20. It's a nice shirt, it's too bad. If there's any new resellers watching, best bet when it comes to golf polos, look for Peter Millar, look for anything labeled Masters Golf. Those will be your quickest sellers. Under Armour, some can be good. Then you got Nike and Tommy Armour and Greg Norman. A lot of that stuff's not that great. It's flooded. Peter Millar and Masters would be your best bets. All right, not finding anything in here. I'm out of here. All right, back home. Wasn't the most eventful thrift run. Nothing at Goodwill, and just a couple small things at the bins. But I didn't put enough time there. Just went through the existing bins for hard goods. Then they brought out one row. Didn't really find nothing there. Went through the clothes, didn't see nothing. But I did grab a few things. I got a few more the magazines for the darts. For Nerf, this is a 12 round one. And this is the mega one. And I just sold 2 of these in a lot for like 18 bucks. So this is like $10 right here. And I paid $1 for the 2 of those. And then I found this. It's Crystal Olay Cassini. It's pretty nice. Came in the box, has the paperwork. It's a crystal candlestick holder. Nice cut design. No chips, flawless. And she charged me $2. She charged me $2 for this. So, and I looked them up, and some of them, I didn't see this exact cut style, but the same brand and crystal candlestick holders were like selling for like $30. 20 to 30 for individuals, 30 to 40 for a pair. So, and the only other thing I grabbed, which there was no charge on these, they're just throw-ins. I got some darts for the Nerf guns. Whenever I see these, I grab them, and I'm just collecting them, and when I get a whole bunch of them, I'll sell them as a big lot. And just now when I got home, I checked my phone and I had a sale pop up. I already dropped off those other 3 packages at the post office. So I'll see if I can get this packaged up and put it out in my box for my mailman this afternoon, or it could just go tomorrow since it just sold today. And it's just a Western style, like a stitched, got like this cool stitched pattern on it. Levi's brand, just a belt. Let me show you the picture for the sale. And I got this at the bins, and belts are part of the stuff that goes by weight. So this was probably, it's $1.75 a pound there. So this was probably like 50-75 cents. All right, so it's almost 12 o'clock. I gotta eat some lunch, and then I got that podcast at 1 o'clock. Hopefully it goes well. I'll put a link down below if you're interested to listen to it. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.